I'm Andy, and I'm Stef's brother. I don't know, I think the best moment we had with Stef was she hit all of us with golf clubs. I mean, I got hit the least, which is great, but yeah, that's a weird thing to do to somebody, is just hit a golf club. I don't know why she hit us, but she definitely hit all of us, and it's probably because we're dicks, so it is what it is, I guess.
My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure.
My name is Alexandria, but everyone calls me Alex, and I've been Stephanie's good friend. I guess my favorite Stephanie memory had to be when we were downstairs and we were wrestling. She kept taking me down, and you know, I used to wrestle, so I guess I was getting kind of mad, and I was like, you know, I could do this, and also hiking with her all the time, and yeah.
Don't know how. Hey, yeah.
My favorite memory of Stephanie would be the time she was dancing on a butcher block table and fell off and broke her arm. It was hilarious. She learned her lesson, and she no longer dances on tables. The thing I will miss most about my sister, she is very thoughtful person. Stephanie, the message I would give you is no matter the place, no matter the distance, no matter where you are, you're still a fucking nerd, and I love you.
If what they say that nothing is forever, what makes love the exception?
Favorite memory of Michael is one time at dinner, he was like, pass the salt please, and I was like, oh, we fucking talked. And I handed him the salt, it was really sweet, really appreciated it. The thing I will miss most about Michael is being able to share an uncomfortable silence, you know, just standing there, no words, no sound, awkward glances at each other. It was really nice. My message for Michael in California would be talk to people, get to know them and stuff, use words. And don't forget that, you know, if worst comes to worst, you can always punch someone out.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
I'd like to tell Stephanie and Michael that I hope that you guys have the best time in California, and I wish you guys the very best, and I will miss Stephanie so very, very much, but I know it's best for her, and she will be very, very happy, and I cannot wait to come visit her.
All right now, fellas. Oh, what's cooler than being cool?
My name is Katie Sederi, and I work with Michael and Stephanie. My favorite memory of Michael is when I first started Salazar. Obviously, he's not the most talkative person in the world, and I think I spent probably the first 3 or 4 months just trying to get him to like break static face. I don't think I've done that yet. I'm gonna miss his stoic indifference, like his ability to just be cool, calm, and collected no matter the situation. He could be winning a prize or getting fired, same face, and that's something I can count on.
I wanna see you all on your all's baddest behavior.
There are so many Stephanie moments. I don't even know where to start. From anytime we're in a one-on-one to getting to sit next to her, listening to the ridiculous shit she says to Jesse. She's just a joy. Like, I don't have a specific memory aside from every day that she makes me laugh and or roll my eyes really hard. What I'm gonna miss most about Stephanie is her personality and the level of sassiness she brings to our team. Because she's just a really special person. And she's hilarious and wonderful and has a really biting sense of humor when she wants to. And I appreciate that about her.
Shake, shake, shake it, shake it, oh no, shake it up and shake it up and
My biggest piece of advice for you in moving to California is don't screw it up with Stephanie. Because I gave her to you, and you have to give her back if you ruin it. Stephanie, on your journey to California, don't get fake boobs, don't get lip injections, and if Michael screws it up, you can always come back.
Stef, don't fuck up. Seriously, California's expensive. Don't be retarded. Don't get addicted to drugs. Don't do weird shit. Only bang Mike because that's cheating otherwise. Yeah, don't be retarded.
Jesse Granger, and I'm an alcoholic. Are you recording? Yeah, I worked with Stephanie, worked with Michael for a while. Favorite memory of Michael is being introduced to him as this is Bay from Stephanie. I like that, just his reaction to that. It was pretty funny. I'm gonna miss the most of Michael's smile. You do great in customer service, man. I don't know what we're gonna do with Brian Beller controlling things, so I'm a little worried about that. Good luck, study hard. You know, living with Stephanie is gonna be a challenge, I'm sure. If Michael was a book, I think he'd be The Fight Club. Favorite memory of Stephanie is probably every day hearing "Bye, Felicia" and getting judged on all my bad life choices by her all the time. So I think that's my favorite memories. I'm gonna miss the most of Stephanie's enthusiasm at work and her attitude. Probably quit, move to California, live in your guys' basement.
I'm Tristan. I work with Michael and Stephanie, mostly Stephanie. My favorite memory with Stephanie is probably when we were at work one day. There was this huge order that got kind of fucked up, and she came in clutch and fixed it. And I remember I was like all stressed out about it, and she kind of just got everything like where it needed to be. So I was pretty cool. Just like her perspective on things, we always kind of just like kicked it and like complained about stuff together. And I mean, it wasn't just like we were sitting around complaining, but like good stuff and bad stuff too. But just like her perspective on, or like her realistic perspective on like how things work, like at the company and then like in life too. Bars are really expensive in California. Go to liquor stores instead. If Stephanie was a box of cereal, I think she would be Frosted Flakes because she's so sweet, but she's also flaking out on us and moving to California.
I'm Harley. I'm Stephanie's best friend. Aw, I'll be smokes. I mean, she's just down the street. And she's been there for me whenever I needed her for anything. I'm gonna miss most that even though she'll be a phone call away, she won't be there if I need to drive. She won't be there to help me pick out interview clothes. I won't be there to help her pick out interview clothes anymore, to just go get lunch. It's gonna be really sad. Some advice I would give to Stephanie is just to go out there and do what you do best. You are strong and you are hardworking and you are very, if you set your mind to something, you're gonna do it and you're gonna get out there and you're just gonna be great. Just keep your head focused on the prize and you and Michael are gonna do great things together. You guys are like one of the best teams I've ever seen. You guys are gonna make it just fine. You just have to remember that. If Stephanie was like a piece of clothing or an article of clothing, she would really be like a fancy, like silvered, long, heavy, dangly pair of earrings. It's just her style. That's what she is. My favorite freaking creepy memory of you, though, because it is kind of creepy, but it was really funny, is when I was working at Otterbox, you used to always just randomly pop up in like the front of my cubicle, or I would always like sense when you were walking behind my cubicle, and that's like kind of what built like the relationship that we had before, like when you were still Stephanie's boss and not really like in the position that you guys are in today. And I promise, like to this day, that's my favorite memory. So weird, but so great. I don't necessarily know if it's like missing it about Michael, but like what he does with Stephanie, and I'm gonna miss what I see. He brings out such a like happiness and such a sense of confidence in Stephanie since they've been together. Like every time they're together, you can see it. So I'm really gonna miss that. Just a little bit of advice for Michael. I think it's amazing that you got accepted into the cinematography program, and I think that it might be hard and difficult to feel sometimes like in a new place with new people that you might not be willing to get out there and try new things, but you are amazing at what you do and that's why you're there. So I hope that you get out there and meet new people and you take those new chances with groups that may or may not be successful, because it's going to open you up to do great things. And Michael, if you were a flower, you would be a morning glory, because you're very quiet, but when you open up, it's really beautiful and something great, but it doesn't happen all too often, just in the right circumstance.
My favorite Stephanie memory is when she broke both of her arms. I was with her and she fell off her bike. She was going on a jump and she fell off and she walked home, because we lived across the street from each other, and she walked home like she was riding her bike and I was pushing her bike, and it was the funniest thing ever to me. It's kind of messed up, but it was really funny. Advice that I would give Stephanie is to have fun. Just live your life. Don't worry, don't stress. If Stephanie was a car, she'd probably be a Mustang because she's powerful and beautiful.
My name's Daniel Morrissey, worked with Stephanie on the sales team, and Michael took us all to Ohio, so that was all pretty cool. My advice that I would have is do not get a stick shift in California because you don't want to drive in LA traffic or really any California traffic having to go between first and second all the time. Kenton and Stephanie's relationship reminds me of Avatar, the last Airbender, I'd say, not the big cinematic one. Probably just the fact that they come from two different worlds. He's like, when I first met him, he was kind of like a staff sergeant meets a bouncer meets a just like a totally like clean cut, everything, all about business all the time. And then you meet him outside of work and he's a lot more relaxed, and like Stephanie's just goofy all the time. So I guess in that sense, you just see that they're almost like they're from different planets or different backgrounds altogether. But when you get to know Michael, he's kind of a ninja nerd, and in that way, I think he brings out Stephanie's goofiness, and they kind of just feed off each other, and it's great.
My name is Vicky, and I know Stephanie and Michael because Stephanie is my only daughter and the best friend in the whole wide world. And I've had the pleasure of bringing Michael into the family. My favorite memory of Stephanie and Michael, boy, there's so many. I guess it was the first time that she brought him home for a family dinner. And he's an only child, and he was so overwhelmed by all the noise, and he just sat there in awe and laughed and chuckled. So that was a good time to see him interact from being an only child to he's now involved in a big family. The thing I'm going to miss most about Stephanie and Michael is Stephanie is my best friend, and I have a baby. I'm going to miss seeing her as much as I do. But I know that Michael loves her and he's going to take good care of her. He's already told me, he promised me, and I know I'll see him again, and I plan to visit him. But I'm just so happy for him and their new adventures and what he's going to accomplish. But it's going to be horrible not being able to hug my baby girl. If Stephanie was an animal, sometimes she would be a tiger. And sometimes she'd be like a polar bear, just snuggling, cute, and fun. So it just kind of depends on the day. To me, she'll always be my little teddy bear. My advice for Stephanie and Michael on a trip to California: be careful. Remember that love will take care of all the problems, and just keep the love that you have now forever and always, which I know you will. Be happy, be careful. My prayers will be with you always and forever.